The director of Home Alone 2, Chris Columbus, is still crying about the fact that Trump has a cameo in the movie. This is how many years now?
No, not that Chris Columbus.
No, not the canceled Christopher Columbus. The other one. The one that... Which Harry Potter movie did he direct?
I thought he was in like the first two. It wasn't the first one. The first one was David Yates, I think. So he did one of the earlier.
So he only directs sequels, I guess.
Maybe.
But yeah, he is very outspoken about how much he hates Trump, and he's regretful of the decision to include Trump in Home Alone 2. And he claims that at the time, Trump bullied the crew into giving him that cameo.
Do you believe
Trump
that?
claims otherwise. It's been a long time, so how will we ever know? This was all the way back in 1992.
No, he did. He did. He was the producer on. I gotta double check this now because I'm curious as to which ones he did.
But this was a recent interview that Chris Columbus did where he says he wishes he could remove Trump's cameo from Home Alone 2. The filmmaker says that Trump's 7-second long appearance in the movie has become a curse. It's become an albatross. I just wish it was gone.
He did do the original Home Alone as well, and he did do the first two Harry Potter movies. For some reason, I thought that was David Yates.
But he says that he doesn't have the option to cut the cameo because if he does, quote, I'll probably be sent out of the country. I'll be considered not fit to live in the United States. So I'll have to go back to Italy or something. He thinks that if he cuts Trump's cameo from Home Alone 2, that he's going to get deported.
I mean, he's working. Like, usually with something like this, I would imagine... Actually, never mind. He hasn't directed anything since 2020. Like, I was like...
He doesn't need to
He doesn't need to. But there's like this back and forth where they kind of both disagree on whether Trump bullied his way into doing this movie, where he says that if you want to use my hotel, you have to put me in the movie.
This was back in 2020 that he claimed Trump was forcing his way into the movie. In an interview with Business Insider, he said, we paid the fee to use the Trump Tower. But he also said, the only way you can use the plaza is if I'm in the movie. So we agreed to put him in the movie, and when we screened it for the first time, the oddest thing happened. People cheered when Trump showed up on screen.
This is why it's funny,
I said
too.
to my editor, leave him in the movie. It's a moment for the audience.
This is why it's funny, too, because the reason people hate him is because I actually 100% believe him saying this, and then he gets proven right by the audience loving it. I 100% believe Trump saying, like, you can use the hotel, but you got to put me in the movie. And then being proven right rather than proven wrong.
Yeah. Well, the audience still likes the cameo. It's still something that people would prefer to keep in the movie rather than remove.
And one of the reasons it's relevant is like, so he when they cut it in 2019, they cut the Trump cameo from like the Canadian version of it.
Right.
And Trump said that Trudeau, it was like masterminded by Justin Trudeau because of their ongoing like trade war at the time.
Trump joked about it, saying, I guess Justin Trudeau doesn't much like my making him pay up on NATO or trade. And then Donald Trump Jr. called the move absolutely pathetic. The liberal media is where Trump derangement syndrome manifests itself fully. And he also suggested the decision was censorship carried out in the furtherance of Trump derangement syndrome.
I know that Macaulay Culkin liked or responded positively to like an edit where somebody cut Trump out of it.
Yeah, back in 2021, some Stan account said, petition to digitally replace Trump in Home Alone 2 with 40-year-old Macaulay Culkin, and he said, sold. So he also is full on TDS these days.
I mean, that's, whatever. He's busy
Just
with
let it go, though,
He's busy with his
you
wife.
were a child.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. And Trump himself denies these claims that he bullied his way into the movie. On Truth Social, he posted that the film's production team was begging him to make a cameo appearance. They rented the Plaza Hotel in New York, which I owned at the time. I was very busy and didn't want to do it. They were very nice, but above all, persistent. I agreed, and the rest is history. That little cameo took off like a rocket, and the movie was a big success, and still is, especially around Christmas time. People call me whenever it's aired.
So where do you fall on this? I'll put you on the spot. Do you believe that they begged him for the cameo, or do you believe he said, "You want to use my hotel? You can use it, but you got to put me in the movie"?
I guess it's lost to the sands of time what really happened, but knowing Trump and his personality and his track record, my guess is that it was a trade-off that they had to make.
And
he wanted the cameo. He did.
You think he wanted the cameo?
He wasn't begrudgingly doing the cameo. He wants to be liked.
Busy.
He wants to be seen as, having a hand in all industries.
Yeah. I also don't believe that the director wanted to cut him out of it because everybody loved him back then.
No, he was never. I don't think he was ever considering.
Like, if the director wanted to cut him out of it, it had nothing to do with Trump and had everything to do with like actual artistic integrity, where he might have thought that it interrupted the flow of the movie or something. It wasn't based on politics back in 1990.
He says nothing could be further from the truth. That cameo helped make the movie a success. But if they felt bullied or didn't want me, why did they put me in and keep me there for over 30 years? Because I was and still am great for the movie. That's why. Just another Hollywood guy from the past looking for a quick fix of Trump publicity for himself. I love him so much.
See,
I love him.
I imagine that what happened was as soon as he didn't even stop to reset. He filmed his cameo in one take, kept walking down the hall, and just went up to his office and did paperwork.
Yeah, and I love that version of the story.
Yeah, that's way better.
Just people can't leave well enough alone. It's a nice reminder of the simplicity of the past.
It makes me laugh too because he's talking about the director is talking about being deported, which means he knows that it's in the news and he's just doing it so that he can get publicity right now.
He's not even promoting anything. He's not even working. What is he promoting?
He's not promoting.
What does he want publicity for?
I don't know if he hasn't done anything in 5 years. Publicity for anything. And it is a legendary cameo. It's something that people absolutely point out every year. Though, if I was to take the opposite perspective now, like say, I don't know what you do with your family over the holidays, but some people watch the football game,
Charlie Brown Christmas.
There's probably at least a couple of families that watched either Home Alone or Home Alone 2 over the holidays, and now they can't because they know that when the Trump cameo comes up, their aunt is going to get pissed and start ranting.
And those people need to be just kicked out of family Christmas.
Ruined it for everybody.
Just let it be a nice moment. And then Matt Damon also chimed in.
What'd he say?
I don't even know why, but in 2017, Matt Damon backed Chris Columbus's claim that Trump was bullying his way into the movie, even though he wasn't involved in Home Alone.
Yeah.
And he says that in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that these cameos were often removed from the final cut, but he was notorious for forcing his way into movies and TV shows in the 80s and 90s.
Okay, so again,
forcing his way.
Again, like if we're supposed to believe that they were going to cut back then, they're framing it as if it's the type of thing where they wanted to cut him out because they didn't like him and he was like forcing his hand on them. No, if it was going to get cut from a movie back then, it would have been cut for time or for something to do with artistic integrity. It would have nothing to do with him as a person.
Literally everyone thought Trump was the man until 2015.
Yep.
Everyone thought he was the coolest person on earth.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.